Alright, good afternoon. Can you hear me and see me? If you can hear me and see me, maybe type a yes in the chat box so I know you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, no, yes, no. Alright, I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Alright, thank you. Okay, very good afternoon. Welcome to this month's monthly coaching, Money Mastery Accelerated monthly coaching. Yes, it's a holiday. I think, yep, for those of you who can come on the live session, thank you very much. Okay, while waiting for some of them to come in, just hang on for a while. All right. So once again, welcome. So this month, the coaching topic is going to be very interesting, which I believe some of you should have, I believe, invested in some of this product before. All right. So this month, what are we sharing here? All right. You guys still can hear me and see me, right? So this month, we are talking about how to create passive income while investing in property and also sometimes versus the REITs in Malaysia. So today we are going to go through two different types of, I would say, investment vehicle. Very much similar in nature in the property, but in terms of format is different. So I hope this is going to be something interesting for some of you who perhaps already invested in this particular vehicle or some may want to go into it. All right. Okay, just hang on, sit tight while waiting for the rest to join in. Now, any one of you, maybe just give me a thumbs up, type of one if you have invested in property. Type of one if you have been invested in property. Okay. I believe some of you, yes, thank you. So today we are going to talk about property investment. What are we talking about? First thing first, I will share with you regarding overall introduction, then the pros and cons of property investing. The very important part is the ultimate guide for profitable property investing. That is what I want to share with you. Later on, we will go into the REITs, the pros and cons of investing in REITs, and then what will be the guide for profitable REITs investing. Then we compare the two vehicles, and from there, you have a better understanding. All right. So I know many of you already hold some property in hand. Just treat yourself as you have never done that before. Maybe this is something that you want to refresh. If you want to go in again, how should it be? Right. So without further delay, let me talk about this. I think very much question mark. If you have invested in property investment, may I know why? What makes you want to invest in property? Can you just share me at the chat box? What made you want to invest, or what make you invested in property before, right? Just type the chat box. What will be your answer? Why you're holding some property now? Share with us. What is your personal, I would say, opinion, personal insights regarding the property investment? Right? Please type the chat box. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I think very much the older generation, your parents, I believe. Yeah, correct. Property sure will invest, sure will increase in terms of value. You're right. I think one of the things that regarding property, it actually grow in tandem with inflation. You know, buying property versus putting your money into the bank, right? Sometimes the bank give you 2% interest, but the inflation could be 4%, 5%. But in terms of property prices, it will grow also 4-5%, depend on location and types of property. Normally about 4-5%. So it will beat inflation. So actually buying property can give you that kind of benefits. But most importantly, I believe, right, investing in property, we are looking at two things. Not only the appreciation of the investment value, that means you buy let's say X amount, 10 years later it'll be maybe 50%, 20% more than X, right? Along with that, many people also believe collecting rental income can be that, what you call, the stream of passive income, right? Collecting rental to support your retirement or to support your lifestyle. So that is also another thing that many people looking into investing in property, right? Because there are two things: constant stream of income and also appreciation of the value, right? Yes, you're right. Now, next is Why today we want to talk about these two things? Reason is because most of the people, when it comes to investing in property, they always think about the physical one. Oh yeah, I want to buy a house, a condo, shop lots, factory, whatever. Because they feel like, oh, the sense of achievement, owning something physical when they drive past a certain area. I know this shop lot belongs to me, this house belongs to me. They feel, oh, it's a physical thing there, right? Versus something called REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust, is in the form of paper. Many people don't feel like buying it because they don't feel like owning the property. When they go into certain building, they don't feel like, oh, actually my REITs bought this particular building. They don't feel like they are part of the owner. But anyway, REITs is actually an investment in the company, and this company is going to buy few properties, right? Whereby it will churn income for you. So it's via a company. So REITs is another form that you can do. So today we are going to touch on these two. Let's compare the pros and cons, and then how to invest in these two. All right. Now let's go into the first one, property investing. Right. Yes, we talk about passive income. We talk about appreciation of our values. Definitely, there are the good things, right? The pros, yeah, tangible asset you can feel, right? You can touch, and also rental income, the passive income that we receive. Then, of course, don't forget leverage. What is leverage? Anyone, if you have attended my masterclass, you would have learned this word called leverage. Leverage is actually you putting maybe 10% of down payment, then the rest of 90% is actually OPM, other people's money, right? Bank give you a loan, so you can leverage on that, so you don't have to have an upfront 100% of money to do that. Tax benefits, I want to use this hyphen, this particular item here. Tax benefits mean whatever rental income is subject to tax, but the cost of having your property, the rental property, example, paying to bank for the installment interest, maybe the maintenance fee, maybe certain costs that you want to upgrade or repair that particular property, is actually able to help you to deduct from your rental income. So you declare a lower amount, that is a net rental income. So tax benefits refer to that, right? Then lastly is inflation hedging. As I mentioned, the property appreciation is because of inflation. $1 last time, maybe now you have to, I mean, the property used to be, let's say, 100,000 last time. Now become 200,000, not because of the house grow, it's because the value of money shrink. So that's why the value of property also will go in tandem with inflation. So in this case, it will hedge, it will go according to the property, to the inflation value. So when you own a property, you don't feel that your money is shrinking, but your money also grow, right? The property also grow. That is the pros. Cons, of course, higher initial cost. If you have calculated that, you do have need money to do maintenance. The property actually will have certain leakages, repair works needed. And the third one is liquidity. That means when it comes to money, you need to use money now. It's not easy to actually liquidize your property and turn into cash. So it takes some time. Market risk, yes, definitely market risk depend on sometimes some property can decrease in value. Oh, launching, you buy 1 million. After you gotten the key, suddenly the value of that property maybe go down. Oh, now market are selling 800. Possible, negative, yeah. So market risk is also possible. Not all property appreciate. Many property also depreciate or shrink in terms of price. So market risk. Tenant risk, yep. Getting people to rent to pay you is sometimes a gamble, yeah. If you rent out to someone that is nasty and you have to really get rid of these people, it's not easy. So sometimes you may have a dispute. Sometimes even you have a long period of vacant whereby nobody is actually renting from you. Then you have to still pay for the bank installment. So tenant risk is also something that you need to consider. Okay, now what shall we do to make our investment in property more profitable? Actually, there are steps that you need to do. Let me go into it one by one. Okay, there are 5 steps altogether when it comes to investing in property. Step 1 is market research, right? You research, okay, and then from there you decide what to buy, where to buy. Then later on you go into the second step. Okay, let's talk about how much is a property, and then how much is the financing cost, then where to get the loans and whatnot. Then later on, let's decide whether to keep it for long, then buy at a certain price and then rent it out to collect rental. Maybe sometimes you flip. Number 4 is manage this property. Number 5 is to actually exit, right? Many people actually get to learn this process. You buy now, later you sell, then you make money. This is what people tell you. But I would like to tell you that if you go by this step 1 to step 5, likely, or how do I say, sometimes you may not be able to make money or even get trapped. I repeat, if you follow step 1 to step 5, most of the time you make money, but sometimes you get trapped. If you want to really know how to make money, actually, this should be the way. You should look at step 5, then step 4, then step 3, then step 2, then step 1. You should do the reverse way before you invest, right? So let me tell you, if you want to really make money, you have to do the reverse thinking. Start from step 5 all the way to step 1. If not, you will have chance losing money. So let me brief you how to think, how to reverse thinking this cycle. Right, step 5. When you want to buy a property for investment, the first thing first is you need to think, what is my exit strategy first? Buying this property is for what, right? What is the particular reason? Is it buy and then to hold so that you can rent out to collect? So yes, no worry, this session is recorded. I will send the video link to all participants so that you can re-watch this again, right? So let's come back here. Now, before you buy, you need to think, am I buying it to hold so that I collect rental? Is actually to actually give me passive income, or I'm actually flipping, buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, or I'm buying it because I want to pass down, it's a legacy to my children, example. You need to decide first, what is your exit? Reason is different goal, different end game will decide your process in front, right? You need to think about that first. So to rent, right? To rent, you need to think of how am I going to settle my loan, right? So that when I retire, example, or early retire, I don't have to pay for any more bank installment, but I continue receive now net I would say rental income, so that supplement as my income. I don't have to work, but I still got passive income. So you need to think, am I going to do very aggressively to settle it, or actually I do it passively because I'm still working all the way, I got another 20-30 years to go. My with this 20 years loan, by the time I retire, this is actually done already, so I am not in a hurry. So you have to now think of passive or aggressive to handle the debt reduction, because if you retire and you still have to pay for this particular bank installment, that is quite difficult, quite taxing for you, right? Now that's first thing. Now second thing is buy to sell is to flip, right? Now you have to think, reason is what? I am making profit, so I buy sell, or I have couple of property, maybe I have 5 units, I maybe I sell one, so use this amount to cover for the property 2 and 3, example, paying off the debts. Or I actually sell to make money, so the money is the money that supplement my EPF, so that I got more money to support me for retirement, so I'm living off the profit. So you need to think, right? Flipping for profit, or flipping just to create more cash in hand to cover my other debts, right? Lastly is pass down. Then pass down, you need to think of how am I passing all the way, just change of name, pass to my children, or put into a trust, so that at least the children no need to actually how to say, I don't allow my children to sell it, so that he or she can stay in that property at least for the next 20 years before I finally transfer the name under this person, right? So hold under the trust before transfer. So that would be your ultimate goal. What is my exit strategy? After that, then you decide, okay, now if I want to buy this to hold, so I collect rental income. Now you have to think, okay, tenant management come into your mind already. Okay, how am I renting it out bare unit, empty, or I do a renovation? Maybe it's semi, maybe it's fully furnished, so that maybe if I want to attract, let's say, expatriate, so expatriate they don't invest to renovate, so we renovate so that it can demand higher price for you if you look at your environment, right? Or even, okay, am I turning into an Airbnb so I can actually churn more steady income short term? Maybe they rent few days. Maybe if I can just have someone to manage for you, maybe you have to work with the portal, right? Airbnb portal. So that involve advertising and involve maybe some time to rent out, right? Involve brokerage fee as well. So what to do? And second part is the property management. You need to have sinking fund. That means, every 3-5 years you have to refurbish a unit, get a new coat of paint, maybe renovate a bit here and there, maybe change the furniture a bit. So you need to have some part of this rental collected reserved as a sinking fee, whereby sinking fund, so you can utilize it to maintain your unit, to upkeep that unit, right? So that you can compete with other people, right? Don't forget the regular repair work, wiring, piping, and whatnot. So you have to now also need to think how to maintain it. Do you have someone or a company that can support you, right? So that these people can really know what to do with the unit, rather than you have to now look for online who can do my piping, who can do what. So maybe a regular supplier or contractor need to be engaged to take care of some of your units if you have 2 or 3, right? Lastly is actually now this part. If I were to hold and collect rental, MRTA is important, because in case of things happen to me, this unit can be inherited by my next of kin and no need to be sold off, right? And if I am thinking of flipping, am I supposed to buy MRTA or I buy something else? Example, MLTA, mortgage level term insurance, whereby I hold the standard coverage of 1 million, but I can use this MLTA to tell the bank, I got insurance, so give me loan, I don't have to buy MRTA, because I will buy this unit, I sell off 2-3 years, I buy another one, sell 2-3 years. So I hold a generic insurance, whereby the function of the insurance can help me to settle the bank requirement when I take up loan. So in this case, I don't have to burn, I use a burn MRTA, because MRTA is tied with a single unit with a single loan. So if you buy sell, that means you have to pay, and a couple of years later, maybe you burn it off already. So that would be some consideration. What sort of insurance is important for me to buy, so that I don't have to burn unnecessary money paying premium. And also estate planning, right? Maybe to put inside your will, because you are flipping, example, so you keep on having new units in hand and whatnot, so you need to take care of this, who should inherit these properties, example. And if you are doing holding more than 10 units, maybe it is to collect rental. So it's good to put all this under a trust, so that someone knows how to continue using this model to generate the passive income. So that is also very important for you to think of what to do. Second step is actually to manage your property. All right. Now, third, now come to the money, dollar and cent. You need to learn these three formulas. First is, if you want to keep, that means collect rental, then you need to do this calculation. If I rent out this unit, example, 1,000 ringgit per month. If 1 year is 12,000, over my property value, is it more than 6% or 5%? Why? Why 5? Why 6? Why? Reason is, example, if you put this money, example, in the EPF already give you 5.25, 5.5%, right? If you invest in some of the bonds, maybe also give you 5 something or percent. So yeah, why take the trouble to invest in property, right? If it doesn't give you more than 5% example return. So you need to think whether my rental collected rental times 12 over the property value, is it more than example 6% per annum? If not, not worth doing. So the keep the rental strategy is to use this calculation. But of course, I need to highlight to you, sometimes you cannot times 12 because you may have certain time that your property is vacant and not able to find a tenant. So sometimes it's time 10, not time 12 example. So you need to calculate, yeah, whether this is worth doing or not. First thing first, yeah, buy to let, buy to collect rental. The second formula is the flip strategy. Now, your objective is to keep for a while, so you sell to have the capital gain, right? So the selling price minus the buying price divided by the buying price. It must be example, certain percentage, right? If not, why should I buy and sell, right? Because if I buy and sell, it's only give me after 5 years, after 7 years, give me 10%. That means 1 year is about less than 2%. Might as well you keep your money in the FD lah, right? Don't do it, right? So that's why you need to know what is this X amount, this X percentage. If not, not worth really. I'll use the word invest in property, right? So the flip strategy, you need to know. Sometimes some of the flippers, they talk about 20% is the minimum benchmark. If you can make 20% in 5 to 7 years, don't do it. Don't do it because you better keep your money in FD, right? So that is something that you need to learn. The flip strategy, right? This is something that you need to know. Now the third one is very interesting. Maybe some people may have told you, some maybe never tell you or share with you. This word called BMV, below the market value. Below market value. I repeat, BMV, below market value. Some investor, they deploy the BMV strategy. They don't simply go and buy property unless they know what I'm buying is 20% cheaper than the market value. Then I will buy the unit. If not, I will not commit. Very simple theory, they say. Because for sure, compared to some other people buying same area, he buy standard market price. I bought in below market 20%. If it sells about the same price, I'll be making 20% guarantee plus the X, right? After 5-7 years, right? Or 3-5 years. So for sure, if people are making 20%, I'm making 40% because I got a 20% cheaper buying cost. This is where you need to learn. Yeah, are you buying at cheaper or you're buying standard? There are many ways you can do that, buying cheaper. One is actually looking at sub-sale market. Sub-sale market means second hand. Anyone want let go. So you then can negotiate for a cheaper unit. So there's something that you may want to go and hunt. The word is hunt. You have to go and ask, negotiate sometime. Yeah, I pay cash or I pay whatever amount. So that from there, you ask the person to lower the price for you so that you can have a 20% below market price. Yeah, BMV strategy. That is where for many successful property investor, they say they make money because they are using BMV strategy. They don't go for the market value. They negotiate. They really press down, right? So there's something that you need to learn. Yeah. So these are the 3 very important, I would say, formula for all of us if you want to invest, knowing what is your exit, then later how to manage. Now only come to this. Yes, let's go and see whether I can find a property that give me easily, averagely 5%, 6% per annum return. If I rent out, if I don't rent out, if I flip, can I do a BMV that is 20% plus X percent? Yeah, I need you to have a guarantee 20% profit before you buy. So this is something that you need to really go and find. Okay, now next is only then you are thinking, okay, I want to invest now, right? Maybe I buy to rent, maybe I buy to flip. It's okay. You know your strategy, you know your formula. Now I want you to notice to go and also find out your financing cost, yeah, your financing cost. Because to buy the property, you need to have a down payment, the principal, right? If it's new, maybe it's 10%. Sometimes some depend on yourself. If you hold multiple units, you know you cannot get 90% loan, then you need to have a 20% down payment, right? So what will be that amount? Do you have that cash in hand, the down payment? And don't forget interest if it's a new property, right? I think most of you have bought before. Progressively before the developer complete the particular project, right? They will have a scheduled payment, right, out to a developer. So the bank will charge you the interest on the release portion of the loan. So you, without collecting the key, without renting out the unit, you're paying already, besides the example 10-20% down payment, you are paying progressively additional more and more because of the interest being charged to you. Despite you haven't gotten the key, the CF, not even able to rent out, but you are paying already the interest, right? Then for, of course, sub-sale, maybe more on how much amount you need to pay upfront. Yeah, okay. Now, there's one more thing, will be the second one, the hidden cost. Many people invest in property. They only know the upfront cost. Oh yeah, 10% down payment, 20% down payment. But they always forgotten there is another very important amount, which is hidden. The legal fees, the stamp duty, the title transfer fee. Even if I mentioned just now, if MRTA, there's also another yeah, it's a cost if you're an investor, right? So I will go into that to let you know how much to prepare. Then ROI, yeah, we have done just now the calculation. Yeah, if rental, do you have 5-6% per annum? If it's flipping, do you have a 20% plus X? Yeah, so there's something that we need to know. How to calculate the rental? You have to go and do research, right? If I buy this unit, is there any neighboring property? What would be the same I would say per square feet? What would be the rental for that particular unit, right? If almost equal, am I able to charge this X amount of rental, right? And what sort of facility your unit has that other don't have, so that you can demand higher price? Is it possible? And also go and see the occupation rate. What will be your neighboring unit, right? Is there a lot of people staying there? I mean, more demand. Then later when your building is when your property is up for rental, then likely also got more people come and rent, because you can see this area is very popular. Versus if you go and see, it's quite quiet in this area. Neighboring properties also quite quiet. So when your unit is ready, I think you will find hard time to rent it out, or even to sell it out, right? Because maybe at the moment that is a new area just developed and people not likely to go there, right? How to actually do this research? You need to do a bit of leg work. Like before you buy, you have to really drive or go to the area. You need to know if it's a weekend, if it's a weekday, right? Is there a lot of people moving around there? Like how some of the property guru also give a tips that whereby, oh, maybe around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, they will just drive and park their car, and then they just stay in the car to look at how many lights, how many floors are lit up. If 8, 9 o'clock, half the buildings is actually dark, they mean not many people going home, likely not many people staying there, right? Not lit up. So by looking at the lights, how many units are lit up, you know the occupation rate, whether this area is popular, a lot of people staying in this area. Maybe when my unit is up, I am able to also command that kind of rental rate. If it's like half empty, that means, oh, I will have hard time now renting this if I buy here. So you need to do a lot of legwork to check, okay? And do also remember, look at the implication of interest rate fluctuation. What if the interest rate increase another 0.25, 0.5%? so the bank installment need to increase by another few hundred ringgit, example, am I able to service this same amount of loan or not? Because you cannot simply charge to, if you are able to rent out, you cannot simply charge to your tenant, because normally you sign a 1 year 2 year kind of tenancy contract, right? You cannot simply in the middle increase price one. So you have to offer the same price for the next 1 or 2 years, but behind serving the bank, you have to pay more, example, more loans, more interest, right? So are you able to absorb that? Yeah. So you need to know implication, put that into your particular calculation as well. Then come to loan. I think I shared this before. What sort of loan is more convenient for you? Is it a conventional loan whereby give you a fixed or variable interest, or if you're Muslim, maybe you prefer Islamic version? But if you are more flexible, maybe you want to go for a flexi loan, so that you can put more money, like my salary out, I put there, park there for a few days or half a month, so help me to decrease the loan amount, so I don't have to pay, I will save on the interest, I use the word, yeah. So you need to find what will be the most convenient types of loan, and also any flexibility for me to withdraw money in case I need to pay more to the bank. So that will be something that you need to consider. That's step 2. Now finally only you go to before that, yeah, just that you check, yeah, in case you don't know yet. Stamp duty is something that you have to pay, yeah. When you have stamp duty on the SPA, sales and purchase agreement, the movement of a transfer. So according to the property prices, right? If it's 100,000, first 100,000 is 1% on the document, then another 0.5 is on the home loan. Then if it's the next 400 to 500, then it's 2% plus 0.5. So if your unit is around below 1 million, likely you incur the two, yeah, add together is around 2.5 to 3.5%. So there's something that many people, when they invest, they've forgotten you have to fork up this money to pay for the stamp duty, both on the SPA and also the loan. Yeah, two things here you need to know. So example, if you buy a 600,000 property whereby the loan is 540,000, so in this case you have to pay 12,000 on stamp duty on the MOT and 2,007 on the home loan. So all in is 14,000 plus one go you have to pay. Yeah, so this is something that you need to be mindful when you invest in property. That is stamp duty. Then don't forget there's this thing called legal fee as well, also separate fees. So it will cost you percentage here, depend on the property unit price. And at the bottom is a fixed price is 200 ringgit for property below 100k. Then for property below 1 million is 500 ringgit. So all in all, you may need to stand by a 1.3 to 1.5% of your property unit. So all in all, when you invest into a property, you notice if your minimum is 10% in terms of your down payment, then you have to find another 10% to settle the other hidden costs. So that means you need to have easily 20 to 30% of the cash in hand, so that you are able to commit in any I would say property investment. So this is something that I want to bring to your attention. So make sure we have in mind what are the amount that we need to stand by. Many people never thought of the other 10%, so they suddenly felt, oh, we have to squeeze out money, right? If they commit more, they mean they have lesser cash in hand, so that will cause cash flow issue to many of the investors. All right, so it's something that you need to know in terms of this particular step 2. Now go to the next one, is actually step 1. Now after knowing that I got that kind of money standby, I know my exit strategy is to hold or to flip or to pass down. I know all this already. Now based on this, only you now come to see, okay, where should I buy and what should I buy? Where depend on where you stay. All right, let's go for the first one first. Normally areas with working opportunity or job opportunity will be more sought after. Example, if we're in big city, Klang Valley, Penang, JB, these are the cities that likely more popular, more I would say demand. Second is actually tourism. Yeah, tourists related kind of spots like KK, Malacca, and Penang, right? So likely these are the area that is actually having more opportunity. Then you need to decide what is the median income in that area or that city, because when you want to rent out your unit, this amount, example 1,000 ringgit a month or 2,000 ringgit a month, example, is it affordable for the people working in that area, right? Sometimes the property may be too expensive, so or too luxury, so not a lot of people are working in this area afford to rent from you if you command this price or this type of property. So you may want to think what sort of property is actually suitable for all of us, right, to invest. So research on the market, then location. Normally, if it's KL, suggest to have within 25 km radius from town center. Town center means what? You know KLCC, Twin Tower, right? We use that as a center point. So you draw a circle, 25 km. So you have to buy a map. If not, you have a Google. Then you have to Google. Then from the KLCC, you just draw a circle, starting the center as KLCC. So you may want to invest something within that 25 km radius. Adding outside 25 km could be considered quite far and not so convenient. So people may not want to rent or want to buy from you later. So you need to know that. Of course, if you're from other city like Penang, we do have some friends are from Penang, maybe from Kuching, from I don't know, some other cities, right? You may want to, I will use the word, make the circle smaller, because anything 25 km away from Georgetown is another city already to them. It's quite far. People may not want to travel that far to work in somewhere else. If you happen to know, example, I stay in Penang before. I also know the Penang folks' mentality. If I stay in Bandar Lepas, I will not, choose a work in Georgetown, whereby I have to go from north to south or south to north. So they always stay nearer, right? So 25 km could be quite far already for the smaller city. So you may want to shrink it to 10, 15 km, okay? Now, amenities, there's also another important thing. You will check whether your property, is there any public transport like MRT, LRT stations nearing to your property? Is there any schools, any shopping malls, even any hospital, right? We have to find out this kind of information. Modern society, we like to stay in the town or the township that has most of the thing. We don't have to travel far, right? So if your property has this kind of amenity, then it's good. Then you're able to rent out later or even sell at a higher price. Then again, people drive nowadays. Is there accessible via major highways so that people can travel easily? Or is still, I don't want to name this place, is quite popular. I quite like that place. The only fact is, from that township to go to the nearest highway, you have to go through a trunk road that is about another 5-8 km, and it's always bottleneck with traffic lights and jams. Despite the township is so nicely done up, the house design is so good, but it's just too far away from the major highway, and that few projects in that area still remain quiet, I use the word, right? Unless they have a new bypass highway being done. So yeah, also check any access to highway. That's also very crucial to determine whether your unit or your property can be sold off easily, can be rented out easily. All right. Now, next is with your investment amount in hand. What types of investment or property investment, what type of property that you want to go in? Is it residential? They mean apartments, condominium, landed houses. Or you go for commercial, the office spaces, the retail shops, right? I do have friends share with me. They are moving into the commercial because they look at it. The rental collection is more handsome, yeah, compared to just residential rental, right? Some people also will buy industrial properties like warehouses, factories, because they know, SME, they always rent this kind of factory, whatever. So if you own 1 or 2 units and you actually able to upgrade it, then you can actually rent out with a very good price. So there's something that I have also friends able to buy at lower 20% below the market price because the person bought it during crisis. So come back to here is you need to sometimes hold your cash in hand, wait for crisis. Like the COVID last 2-3 years ago and another 10 years ago, right? So during crisis, a lot of people will force to sell. They need cash. That is where you come in because you can demand, I want a cheaper compared to market price kind of 20% kind of price, and I have cash. I can pay you down payment now cash. So what they want is they want to let go as soon as possible to cash out. So you have cash and you have also good credit rating whereby you can easily get loan. Not so that's something that you may want to actually prepare yourself. Collect some cash, get your credit rating done up so that you are ever ready. So when it comes to any crisis, you go in and demand, okay, now you can buy at a discounted rate. So that's what one of these friend actually happened to always buy at lower than market price. And I don't name this person is a lady. So she is able to now own a couple of units and able to command good rental because her cost of buying is so cheap. That's why she still got extra. Besides paying the banks, you still can pocket a good amount of money. Yeah, so it's self-sustained and generate income for this person. So it's something that you may want to consider, a mixture of different types of property. Sometimes residential could be too, I will use the word, too much kind of supply in the market. Maybe you need to look for some other, right? So this will be a very important 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of strategy. Finally, only think about what to do, what to buy, where to buy, right? So there's something that I want to highlight to you, the ultimate guide for, I would say, profitable property investing. Now, I couldn't I will use the word hold back and not tell you this. Beware. When you invest in property, beware of these few things, right? I need all of us here to actually take note. It's already, I think, surfaced in the social media. A lot of people, maybe they attended certain courses, whatever, they learn this term called compressed loan. Wow, it's like so good. You can now, in one go, owning 5 units, 8 units, 10 units. Wow, now I become millionaire because I'm able to buy one go so many units because there is some well, technique being deployed that is, I will use the word, so that without proper risk assessment by the bank, they approve your loan. But the technique is the person help you to apply 5 units with 5 banks same time, and knowing the loophole that bank only updates the database maybe 1 month once. So that 1 month or half a month is the opportunity when you file 5 loans together. The bank may not be able to detect that. So take advantage of the system loophole and gotten 5 loans for 5 units. So you now in one go, I bought 5 units. But in fact, if you go into buying one by one, applying loan one by one, you may not be able to get the loan because our income is not able to justify that kind of I would say repayment. So that is very, very, very dangerous because, example, if the bank increased 0.5, like a couple years ago, increased altogether 1%. So you have now 5 units in hand, and each you got to pay extra. So that caused a lot of people suffer from I would say cash flow issue because they don't have enough money to pay to settle the bank loan because the collection from the rental is not high enough. First thing first. Second, the occupation. Not all 5 units are able to rent out and rent out at that price that you wanted. So people get stuck, and if fortunate, they can sell off with a loss. If unfortunate, they get sued for bankruptcy. So be careful. Do not practice, I use the word, compressed loan method. Also, do not follow this malpractice. I also yeah. Some people teach you, oh, you form a company, then you put yourself as a owner, then you just put yourself or a certain amount of director fee, so you can just supply this to the bank. Oh, now I can qualify for this loan. In fact, you are just a normal worker earning, example, 10,000, 8,000, whereby the fake document show you are a director in some other company, which is 20k, 50k a month. So it give you a higher gearing. In fact, you don't have that kind of capability to serve the loan. So that is also a malpractice that I think shouldn't go into, right? And buy in bulk. Oh, look, say, oh, buy something can have 20% discount. Oh, I want to do that. Or maybe I buy 5 units, then I got 20% discount. So okay lah, I can easily make 20% already. Be aware, make sure you are able to service that loan amount. Don't overcommit yourself, right? The last one is cash rebate or discount from a developer. Is it a good thing or bad thing? I just want to pause here for a while. What do you think? If you happen to come to a property show or property fair, this developer tell you, market price is whatever, but you know what? When you buy, I give you rebate 10%, 20%. Good or bad? Just type a chat box and see. Okay. Yeah, good with the question mark, Melissa. All right. Now, depend on from which angle. Most of the time, the thing they tell you is, when you buy a property, right, you have to pay for legal fees, whatever, even your down payment. So that is almost at 20%. So I give you 20% discount or cashback lah. So you actually don't have to pay any money one. You already own this property. Nice or not? Wow, how nice is that? That means just now Luke mentioned about 20%. Actually, I don't have the cash, but when I buy, they rebate back to me. So that means I never pay any single cent. I own that unit. Sounds good, very tempting, and make me feel, yeah, I can easily commit into this, right? Now, good, yes, if you know how to utilize it and you're able to serve the loan, right? Because now when you go to the bank, the property is actually 400k. They mark up become 500k, then it give you back the 100k, the 20%. Now when you go to the bank, initially, if without the cash rebate, it's 400k only. So your loan is 400k, your interest is also counting on 400k. With this markup price, 500k, you are serving a higher, I would say, bank installment because your property value is 500k now. You pay more over the next 20, 30 years. Second thing, the market value of that property in that area may be 400k, but your buying price is 500k. Next time you want to sell it off, do you sell 500? Do you sell 400? Or you want to sell more than 500? For sure lah, I invest flip, I want to sell more than 500 ma. But the surrounding, the other properties in that area is only 400. When they increase price, it will become 10%, 20%. So, but your basis is 500k. So you want to sell at 600, 700. The surrounding, because it's 400, they sell at 500. For sure, they are more laku, right? Yours is more difficult to let go because your property is more expensive. So there's also the cons of the cash rebate or discount. It jack up the price of the property, make you at the same time quite difficult to let go because your property is more expensive than the rest, right? So be aware of this pitfall. Yeah, don't simply commit into something that is considered overpriced. Yeah, so that can cause the overpriced scenario. All right, so there's something that I would like all of you to know what is happening. Okay, and coming back to here is one more thing is, if you happen to buy in somewhere that is new, a new place, a new township, new development, you need to really study the background, what will be the long-term development strategy. In Malaysia, yes, our satellite city become bigger and bigger. More people are coming into city, so that we say that no scared lah, you buy lah, for sure later on that place also become popular, sure people move in, then your price, your property will be able to sell out, right? But if you buy at somewhere whereby it's still considered not KL, and the growth rate is not so fast, perhaps it take you longer than 10-20 years for that piece of land, that area to be developed. So before that, people wouldn't want to move into that particular area. So it's quite difficult then for you to flip within the next 3-5 years. You could hold for 10-20 years. So something you need to consider is, do you know what is the overall direction? Quote you example. Maybe you guys are very young out there. You know our airport is called KLIA, right? It's in Sepang, right? Before this KLIA, the airport is in Subang Jaya. So when they are looking for a new place to build the airport, some say it will be in Tanjung Malim because it's nearer to our Proton City and whatever development. So that is going to be a direction. So many people move to that area, bought the Tanjung Malim area, knowing that from their sources say the airport is going to be there. But when review time, oh, our new airport, KL International Airport, is in Sepang, Tanjung Malim actually plunged. No one want to move there. So whoever committed houses, committed, I believe, shop lots, whatever, either they have to stay there themselves, otherwise no one want to move there because there is no job opportunity. You have to travel very far from there to KL, to other parts of the city to work. That is where, yeah, sometimes you need to really study whether this is a reliable source or not. Will the city move towards that direction? So Tanjung Malim still remain something that is, I would say, underdeveloped even after 20-30 years. All right, so there's something that we need to take care. And if you know, in over the social media, there are videos talking about ghost town in Malaysia, Tanjung Malim, one or two of the places down there, full of I would say uncompleted projects. So that some ghost towns around there. Right? Okay, I just move on. So up to this juncture, we are talking about the first type of property, that is the physical one. I hope this give you an eye opener how you should look at the strategy, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so that you are able to see, right? This is what I want to share. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knowing your exit strategy, why you want this for, right? To hold or to hold to rent, example. Second is to flip. Third is to buy, to pass down, right? Then only look at, okay, with different thing in mindset, how am I going to manage this property? Right, rent out, then whether to invest to make it nicer or to put into Airbnb, example, whatnot, right? If you flip, maybe you do minimum kind of renovation because you don't want to invest more because you want to sell very soon already. So why should I put all money? Example, right? I just want to minimum. Even my insurance, I will not buy, example, MRTA. Maybe I buy some other insurance policy, so I can keep that policy and not burn the money because I'm flipping houses, example. Then, because of that, your investment strategy, I think we just look at just now, different ratio. Remember the percentage, 5-6% if you talk about income for the rental, 20% hopefully in the 3-5 years, but BMV, below market value, will be the strategy, the best strategy if you want to flip, the hunting strategy. Then only talk about how much money now I need to take out, my initial cost, the hidden cost, and then the bank loans, am I able to service if they increase 0.5%, right, in terms of the interest rate. Then from there, what are the loan options? Is it flexible or just a normal standard kind of conventional insurance? Or I am Muslim, I prefer the Islamic one, example. Then only now where to buy, right? Location, what what types of property? Is it residential, industrial, or commercial? Okay, then there's what location as well. So we need to know where, what, right? So this overall in terms of the ultimate guide for the property investment. Okay, so that is where our part 1. Any questions so far before we move on to part 2? So far okay? All right, now part 2, REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. This is something that I've been mentioning many times already. Why people invest in REITs? There are some advantages about investing in these REITs. First thing first is liquidity. You can buy sell anytime. Yeah, it is like a stock market. You can buy sell in a day, within a day. Diversification is REITs. This company that you invested in, they don't hold one property. They may hold a range of properties, maybe different types as well. So you can diversify your investment via them. Instead of you yourself buying 10 location, 10 different types, now they do it for you. You just invest via them. They have employed the professional manager to manage the particular estate for you. So you don't have to run around, owning 10 property physically, running around at the end of the month to chase for rental collection is not easy. I have friends told me interesting story whereby you have to really go and sit in front of the door to wait for the tenant to come back to collect the rental, because you ask them to bank in, they never bank in. You call them, they never pick up. You have to go there. And worst still is they owe you for 5 months and you have to chase them away. So it's quite difficult, right? So with this REITs, professional manager will do it for you. Lower entry cost. I think we have calculated. Buy any property, you need a 10 plus 10, 20%. I would say cash in hand to go into the property investing. But for REITs, is very low, very low. Okay. Then again, not only physical property give you rental income. Invest in risk, they give you dividend on a regular basis, so it will also form as a regular income for you. If you ask me, oh, so much of good thing, is there anything I got to take care or take note? Yes, on the right hand side, the cons. Because REITs is like share, right? The prices can fluctuate because it's like the stock market. It will go up and down as well. Fees, when we employ professional manager, definitely you got to pay some fees as well. Less control, right? Because the management decide for you. They buy or sell different types of unit, property types. They invest in different market, whatnot. So it's beyond our control. So we have lesser control, right? So that is something that we want to take note. Now, in terms of REITs, how many types are there in Malaysia? In terms of REITs, there are actually 5 types. Retail, talking about the shopping malls, the retail spaces. Residential, apartments, the complexes. Office building. And industrial will be the warehouses, the logistic facility. Don't forget, latest Malaysia is talking about the data center. Data center is also something coming up now. Malaysia want to open up to the world. Come and invest in Malaysia because we got land. We got also good, steady, considered cheap power supply. And not forgetting, we got a lot of rain, a lot of water, because you need to cool the mainframe, the computer. So we are now also moving to data housing, data warehousing for people to come into Malaysia. Then last is something quite new in Malaysia is the healthcare, hospitals and medical facility. I'll go into that one by one. Right now, real estate. Retail REITs. I think you have heard of this thing called Pavilion. Yeah, Pavilion got REITs. They own the malls. IGB, they also own some more. Then why I put down that Singapore, because Singapore is also something that you may want to look at, because they are more matured. So they have this Fraser, Centrepoint, Trust, they have CapitaLand. This, like the Malaysia one, the Pavilion and IGB, invest, I would say, focusing mainly on the retail. Then the residential, Malaysia is having lesser opportunity, but in Singapore more. Yeah, there's the EC, World REITs, also other logistics as well. Office, yeah, Malaysia got MRCB Quill REITs, KLCC, yeah, KLCC staple is actually the entire area, not the two twin tower, but the offices surrounding the area. That piece of land belongs to KLCC. All right. Then in Singapore, you have Capital Land and also Keppel, right? Malaysia, I think you have a Capital Land, but it's not so successful. Okay. Industry, Malaysia got this Axis, yeah, Axis REITs, Amanah Raya REITs, right? Whereby Singapore, they have this Mabel 3 logistic, very famous. Ascendas, also very famous. Lastly is healthcare. Malaysia only got this Al-Salam, but in Singapore, they have this Parkway Life, whereby they have hospitals, nursing home, and whatnot. Malaysia is still not there yet, but it's good. It's good for us to know that in future, we can be like that, right? So these mainly 5 categories. Now, if you want to learn more, okay, allow me to share with you this. Okay, let me help you. I know it's good that if you can learn this, then it's good. Okay, let's go in here. I just want to share with you. All right, you guys can see this. Good. Now, example, Axis, just now we mentioned. Oh, Axis, they invest mainly in offices, right? Like the Menara Axis in PJ. If you can see, I hope you can see the photograph and the title. Crystal Palace, example. So they have a lot of say property holding in mainly PJ area, right? So you can notice there are a lot of maybe industry as well, logistic warehouses, Klang, Penang, Shah Alam, JB, Penang, yeah. So you notice, oh, Axis is actually investing in manufacturer warehousing as well. So you can go and see, oh, they have all this area, right? Hypermarket as well, right? So these are the one we talk about Axis just now, right? Then we have also AME, mainly also on industry, all the industry plots. This is what you notice, okay? Then IGB, I hope you guys are the fans going to these 2 malls. They have only 2, the Mid Valley and Gardens Mall, right? So IGB REITs is also very popular, very stable, because they have these 2 particular, I would say anchor malls that churn a lot of income for them. Then not forgetting, another is called Pavilion. I think you also know this location in downtown. So they have the Pavilion KL, the Intermark Mall, Diamond Mall, Elite Pavilion Mall, Pavilion Bukit Jalil, and Pavilion Tower. So this is the Pavilion REITs, right? If you want to know. Then of course the next one is this is Keep is another one. It's mainly on retail and industry. So you may not heard of the Keep, but they do have quite a fair amount of smaller type of retail properties, right? So it's maybe not so much in KL, but in other parts of the Malaysia. So this is something that you notice. They have Aeon Mall as well, and some of the Keep Mall. So yeah, so this is what I want to share with you. Some of these particular sample here. All right. Okay, so I hope you guys can see the 5 types. Now, how to invest in these REITs? Also a 5-step strategy, but this time you follow 1 to 5. How? Now, in the first one, right, it's called market research. I hope you have I would say come on last month or the month before. We talk about the share, right? For those of you who missed the session, I hope you have seen the video. So let's talk about this particular step 1. Market research, we always emphasize on these 4-letter words called BMFV, right? BMFV, Business Management, Financial, and Valuation. Because, I repeat, REITs is like share. You're buying into a unit of share owned by the company, and the company invests into the properties we mentioned just now. So before you invest, you have to understand, oh, what am I buying into? Let's look at the BMFV. B, Okay, business. Just now I show you example. If we will talk about IGB, where they own the two malls, let's say Gardens Mall and also the Mid Valley Mall, right? So you need to go and check around the quality of the portfolio. What are the brands that they brought into the malls? Is it high class? Is it cheap? Right? Then how about the occupation rates? Do you see most of the shop lots being rented out with shop opens? Or you go to certain mall, right? It's always like covered by the board, oh, work in progress, or something exciting coming, right? All covered by the boards. Is it exciting? I get worried, right? Because first thing first, occupancy rate is low. And third is all the brands there. Is it widely recognized brand? Something that is famous, something that you would love to go and shop and consume, right? So this is something that lastly is weekend, like these 3 days long holiday. When you go to shopping malls, do you see very empty? Or oh, the car park is full, or the eatery having long queues? You need to go and see the malls, right? If you invest in retail, do you have people there or not? If you invest in offices, maybe you want to go in, not go in, but stay at the lobby and look at the malls, look at the offices at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. Do you have a lot of workers going to work? How is there in the directory all the floors being taken up by all this company? Some big companies, or just like only a handful only listed, the rest all empty, and not many people there going to work. So you need to go and do some inspection, right? Business is important, right? I think I wouldn't want to name some of the capital land owns mall. They own a lot of malls where I went there. It's quiet, the brand is not exciting, maybe it's not to our community. Then you notice this kind of mall, the rental income is poor. A lot of boards covering the shop lots to tell you something is coming in progress or something exciting. So that is something that you get worried, right? So the first thing, go and check, the business regarding the REITs. What are they holding? Then second, management. Also check the experience of the management team, their records. Are they really able to I would say ride through the storm? Even the last 2 years, 3 years, we have COVID shutdown, lockdown. Are they able to turn around after that? Are they able to still attract large crowd to actually go into the place, right? Are they able to navigate to the market opportunity? Example, any festive, they will just decorate as nice as possible, so a lot of people go and celebrate there, or they create a lot of events inviting people there. So you need to see the track record, the ability, how good are this management team. Third is the financial, right? Now you need to look at the reports, the annual reports, to see, okay, the funds from operation, the FFO, right? How much of money or how much of cash they generated from renting this property, right? What after they minus all the expenses, what is the net income? And very important, look at the the debt level, right? The gearing. Do they really take out a lot of money, loan to own this property, or they have actually a lot of cash? They also get very minimum loan, so they don't commit so much. That means they are cash rich. So you need to study the book, right? Because high level of debts can be very risky. Okay, any interest rise, right? Another 0.5% or anything, right? Then they may go bust, right? So you need to check whether they are on high gear or not. Last is valuation. If you remember, we studied the share. Very similar, we also need to study these REITs, right? The share price. What is the share price of the REITs? The trend. Then the dividend per unit, the price per book, right? So let's go in. Example, I'm using IGB as example. First quarter 2024 result. You notice, okay, they have annual dividend of this amount, 9.586 cents, right? So over the share price of $1.77, actually they give away 5.42. Good or not good? To me, not bad lah. This is EPF rate lah. So at least you put your money in EPF, is same like you have money in this IGB. versus you put in the FD only 3%. I think IGB is better than FD, right? So something that you may want to consider, something that up to the mark. Second thing is, what is their price to book ratio, the PB ratio? So if just now share price $1.77, then the net asset value is $1.12, so 1.58. Okay, at least you know that this is how much you need to offer, yeah, to invest. So there's something that you need to refer is what we learned the last month regarding the matrix for dividend share. So REITs is also something like a dividend share. Look at this and then invest. Now I will bring to attention of this, right? Remember I share with you where I do my research, so I want to share with you this as well. Hold on a second, let me go and share with you this again, right? Can you guys see this? I am going to the item called stock screener, yeah, klsescreener.com, the stock screener. So I utilize this. If you're able to see this, let me open up bigger so you can see clearly. All right, I hope you can see that. Are you able to see that? If yes, you put a yes. So I just want a demo. Okay, thank you. So same thing, you go and check. Okay, I want to now look at main market. The only thing is the sector here I put REITs, REIT, real estate investment trust. And from there, as we learn from the book, okay, P ratio 25 here, ROE 8%. Then from there, I want to look for anything that's above 300 million, right? So when I press the button screen here, it shows, okay, these are the companies that fulfill the needs. So you may look at these 5 based on the dividend, all right? 6.97 for Keep REIT, 6.26 for Pavilion, 5.72 for IGB, 5% for AME REITs, AME REITs, and then 4.73 for AX REITs. So these are the few that you may want to consider if you want to invest in. Of course, I may say my disclaimer here. I am not saying you must buy this, and I cannot guarantee this can make you money. But based on this, you need to study, and then from there you check on them. Just now I think I show you where are they investing, the property. Then you go and do survey, right? If Pavilion, then you have to go Pavilion already, right, to see whether what they own there, right? Pavilion, you have to go and check what is the footfall. Is there a lot of people moving to this place? Are the brands all well recognized? Are they able to draw in people? Then you check the book to see the profit, the dividend, right? Then from there, what is the price now, right? Am I able to buy? Because you know their share price is currently is 1.44. Then from here, you know their range for the last 52 weeks is $1.17 to 1.45. So is it high or low? Is it within range? Something that you may want to consider whether is it worth for me to invest, right? So something like that. So you may want to go into some other property to check their background, to check the book, to study before you do that. So I'll move back to here to share with you, whereby you need to go and do your research, right? First thing first is research. Definitely you need research. Second thing is, step 2, am I only buying one all in retail, or I want to diversify by a different sector, so that I have some REITs is more on offices, warehouses. I got some REITs is on retail, right? Geographically also not in Kuala Lumpur, or some in other places like Johor or whatever. So when they have development, my investment portfolio also will be benefiting from there. So you need to diversify. Step 2, yeah, sector and geographic, right? Don't put your money into one only, right? You need to go into different area. Who knows? Not only all in Malaysia, maybe some money also in Singapore, example, right? So this is something that you may want to consider. Now, the next is step 3, risk management. I want to stress the main thing again. REITs investing is like share investing. definitely it will fluctuate. I need to tell you this. And also economic crisis like COVID example. COVID impacted REITs very much because when locked down, nobody go to office, nobody go to shopping mall, nobody go out. So the REITs suffered for the COVID period. If you happen to buy then, now recover, you are much richer. Okay, so you need to take note the market risk and also economic indicator because it can sometimes a crisis can be opportunity. Yeah, you just buy normally a bit, but when come to crisis, you know, when any recession example, a lot of retrenchment, people lose job. So when people lose job, likely they got no money to spend extra, so they will not go so much to shopping. They will maybe cut down on luxury goods. So you notice downtime, maybe the retail rates suffer a lot. But it could be a good time for you to buy because you know when times are coming back to better, people will want to eat out, people want to shop for branded goods, people want to spend on lifestyle. So it will still come back one so long you know that REITs hold premium location, premium outlets, example like IGB, I would say Gardens and Mid Valley, maybe Pavilion. These are the malls that I believe still okay. Even TRX came out. They say TRX came out, then the rest die already. Example, KLCC will be suffered. But is it true or not? We shall see. So these are things that we need to monitor. Yeah, the market risk. Yeah. Now, next one is basically monitoring because you invest, you need to track. Is it on par with your expectation? Because I would say if it's not more than 5, if not hitting 5% of the investment return, maybe you need to consider shifting out already. REITs is very simple. If they cannot give you consistently 5-6%, then you may consider moving to other REITs. Reason is I can invest in share, I can invest in bond, I can invest in other things that give me about 5%. EPF even 5.5% example. So you need to stay updated to check whether this REIT is going down. Example, Malaysia, we are I would say OEM, original equipment manufacturing kind of service. So the warehouses, the factory example, likely take jobs from overseas, getting contract to manufacture things. So if we are able to attract foreigner to invest more to produce in Malaysia, then we have a lot of demand on to the warehousing and whatnot. So it will go up. But if anything touch wood, but if anything goes wrong, whereby the world wouldn't want to come to Malaysia anymore, then you notice maybe some of these company are leaving Malaysia. So then you may want to withdraw from this portfolio. Then you need to go to something else. So you need to monitor what's happening and track the financial metrics whether this company are able to give that kind of return in terms of dividend. Their profit is it increasing, maintain, or decline, right? Decline, you have to take note already because when they cannot get more income, maybe they cannot declare dividend for you. You have to really monitor closely, all right? And yeah, stay updated. Yeah, we don't fall in love into the investment. If it's good, we continue. If it's not good, we withdraw, right? So step 4 is to monitor the performance. Lastly, now, as I told you, I invested in share and I invest for long term because I am a dividend investor. Likewise, I also invest in REITs because I am eyeing for the dividend. So it's for long term. Yeah, it's not just put in money today, you expect it double. No, it will not double. It will progressively increase in terms of the share value. It will regularly give you the dividend. This is what we are aiming, right? So when they give you dividend, you need to reinvest. Don't take the money out and spend it. Take the dividend, then reinvest by buying more. We need to learn how to compound. The compounding effect is they give you 4-5%, 4.5%, sorry, 5 to 6% kind of return. You take that amount, accumulate and put back and buy more units. So in this case, you compound the 5-6% over time. So in the next 10, 20 years, you can easily double, triple your total portfolio. All right, I repeat, you need to reinvest your dividend. Whether there is an automatic reinvestment mechanism or you need to do manually, right? You always need to pour back your money into the investment to grow, right? So that is a strategy for you if you were to invest into the REITs, right? I just pause here for a while. Anyone got any question? Okay. The data center in Malaysia, surprisingly, is not, how to say, just now I show you some of the names Singapore one, right? Funny enough, some of the Singapore REITs there own the Malaysian warehouse. They own the Malaysian. So that's why just now I show you some sample of the Singapore one, because some of the Singapore one, they own the data warehousing of Malaysian building. Okay, that's why I show you now the Singapore one. Yeah, very good, your question. Yeah, so Malaysian REITs, the famous one, you notice just now I show you retail, offices, physical warehouse. But not many are into this because Malaysia are still not very smart into data warehousing. But in terms of Singapore REITs, they know how to grow it. Then they buy Malaysian building, they turn it into a data warehousing. So that's why I display to you just now the Singapore one, right? So I hope I answer your question. Okay, so that will be something that you may want to look at, right? Singapore has got a few famous one, right? Maybelline and whatnot. Okay, Keppel, right? What platform can we use to buy REITs? If you buy REITs in Malaysia, it's the same like you buy share in Malaysia. Example, you can go to the banks, Open Maybank, Public Bank, RHB Bank, whatever bank, the bank account, transaction account, you can use that to buy Malaysian REITs, right? But if you were to buy the Singapore one, there are many ways to do it. International brokerage is one. I also noticed recently, if you happen to notice, the Moomoo apps, they are able to help you to do that, right? Of course, you may also want to buy via Malaysian bank like Maybank. You can also place your order via the Maybank example. So there are many ways you can do that. But I need to give you this important message is don't jump into it, study it first, okay? So there's something that yes, you can do that. You can involve yourself. Maybe you want to try with the Malaysian one. Once you know how it works, then you know, okay, now I can go to Singapore or somewhere else. All right, so that's something that I would like you to know. Okay, good questions there. All right, anything else? If not, let's sum up. The next one is, yes, property and REITs are equally important as an investor, right? We need to know the comparison. So when you have your investment decision, you need to know, actually, do I want to go in physical or going into REITs? Now, in terms of return, both also will give you, in terms of passive income, property via the rental income, REITs is a dividend, dividend declared. So returns, they have this. Liquidity, property, physical one has a less liquid because you need to wait for time to sell, and then a lot of paperwork, approval before you can really sell off the units. So it's good, if you want to hold it for long term, then you have more time to actually look for buyer. I got time I don't need urgently the money. Then it's a good thing to invest in property. REITs is highly liquidized. You can buy and sell within a day even. Of course, I don't encourage that. But it's easy to buy and sell. It's like a stock share market. Psychological factor. A lot of time, I think one thing pointed rightly is parent, their era, they always think, oh, you buy a property, it's physical, you can feel and touch, right? Even the market crash also, paper value, but your building is still there. Your bricks are still there. So no worry, man. The house is still the house. The unit is still the unit, right? But they may not be able to see REITs as is an investment because it's paper. Some more you now buy through the share market it's like share very risky. They always link REITs with share. They thought anything go through the KLSE stock market risky. No, actually no, not really. Okay, tax treatment. I want to highlight this point. Property, your net rental income has a tax implication. I need to point out this. On the other hand, REITs, all right, the dividend received from REITs are already been taxed. I did not tell you this, but I want to tell you this now. When the REITs declare dividend, there will be a part that is actually giving to pay tax. They will send you the other balance that is actually after the tax to you. So when you receive it, it's actually exempted because it's already been paid. So you don't have to care about that anymore. Don't have to declare in the income tax. Okay, so that will be what I want to share with you in this particular month. The property versus REITs investment in Malaysia, and I also have gone through with you the ultimate guide how to be profitable while making property and making REITs investment, right? So anything else before I end today? Any more question? All right, no, good. Thank you very much for this time. Of course, I will send the video link to all of you again for you to rewatch, to understand more, and from there take it on and learn. I would say study before you go into any investment. With that, thank you very much, and I see you again next month. Bye bye. Enjoy weekend. Yes.